In this tutorial, we're going to look at functions, just how to create them. So I'm going to look at the starter code functions 101 from the Wren Makerspace. I'm going to fork this over to my own account. So now that I have a copy of it, let's go through it. So functions are a set of actions that we group together and give a name to. They help us break our program into smaller individual sections that are easier to test and reuse. This becomes more important as we start to write longer and more complex programs. A function has to be defined, meaning it has to be created, before it can be called or used by the program. The syntax of a function is def and then the name of the function. That can be any name you like. Although if you take a look, ideally, function names never start in a capital letter. They always have a lowercase letter to begin with. And then if it's kind of two words or multiple words, every other word is capitalized. It's called camel case in coding. With parentheses and then a colon. Then you return, or then the code that you're going to put in that's going to repeat itself or run whenever the function is called, and you might return some data. This returning data is optional, and we're going to look at it in functions 102 in our next video. So the first example would be hello, this function hello, that is going to print our first function. So I define it by saying def hello, and then the instruction I'm giving is to just print a string. And then I'm calling it by doing hello with open parentheses. So let me turn this bit off down here. And then I can print hello. And I should see this string, hello world, this is my first function, print out. Great, hello worked when I called it. Now let's investigate the following functions and add comments to predict the output in the order in which it's been coded down here. I have 4 functions, def say hi, say goodbye, fun fact, and would you rather. And all of them are printing a statement or a message out. And then I'm calling them in our program down here in this order. Would you rather? And then I have an answer for an input, say goodbye, and fun fact. So the order that it would print out would be that it should say, would you rather be covered in scales or covered in fur? Waiting for a user input that it would store in the variable answer. And then it would print out bye-bye. And then it would print out the fun fact. Did you know that in addition to having unique fingerprints, we also have unique toe prints? So let's run that and see what happens. So I'm getting my first function from above, asking me would I rather be covered in scales or fur. I will say fur. It says bye-bye, and then it tells us the fun fact about toe prints. So if we look further down to modify, I guess I never added comments. So this will print, would you rather message, await user input and store in variable, print bye, print fun fact message. Okay. Moving on to the modify, using these functions above, rewrite it so that it's called in an order that makes sense, because saying goodbye in the middle of a conversation doesn't make sense, and call the correct function so that the program says hello to the user. So usually when you say hello, it's at the beginning. So if I go up here, say hi, I just want say underscore hi, not forgetting my parentheses. And then I could do the would you rather, but I think I'll do the fun fact first. And then I'll do a would you rather. I will still keep the answer. I'll make it answer 1. It's an input. And then we'd say goodbye. The reason why I did answer 1 and not answer again is because I didn't want to overwrite answer. I wanted to have a separate variable. I'm also, though, going to comment that out so that we don't see it, or this one again, so that we will just print out our modified version. So let's run this and see. We should see it say hello. So let's add some comments here. Print hello. So we'll print fun fact message. Print would you rather message. I guess it's more of a question. Ask user input, save to variable, and then print my message. Okay, let's run that. Hello there. Did you know that in addition to having unique fingerprints, we have toe prints? Would you rather be covered in scales or fur? I'll say scales this time. And then it says bye-bye. So that makes more sense in an order of like a weird conversation you might have. Moving on, looking at our create, now we need to make our own function. This one could tell a joke. Decide on the joke and the name for the function yourself. And then using the order above, insert our new function to make sense somewhere in there. So F joke, and let's print, what do you call cheese that is not yours? Nacho cheese. Okay, now we need to put this joke inside the function up here. So I'm going to, I could copy, but I'm going to not copy, and I'm just going to add it up top. So this will print the joke message, and we'll call joke right here. And let's run this and see what happens. So I get my question of would you rather, and let's say scales this time. Oh no, an error. The error is telling me that joke is not defined. Well, I did define it down here on line 63, but I'm calling it up here on line 56. You cannot call a function before it's been defined. So I do need to copy this and move it down here underneath the definition of joke. And I'll remove joke from here. And just so we don't get a dupe coming out, we'll highlight that, comment it out. And now that joke's been defined, we should run it and have no error. Let's give it another try. Okay, scales. And there we go. We got our joke. And then it said bye.